Hello, I'm back, and we will not be frickin' sucked this time! Okay, turn 1, all enemies get 2 armor. I hate it. I hate all of these. I hate these curses, man. Pain edges means top and bottom have pain. That's horrible, man. Monster pristine. This means when monsters have full HP, they do double damage, which is really bad. Not just double damage, but double value. It's fine most of the time. It's really bad for enemies at range. And then stone monsters means you always have to take their last bit of HP out individually. Listen. I don't love it, but... And I know we had a reroll there, but if I have a reroll, I'm always going to reroll until we get either Slime Demic, which is like every monster summons a Slimelet, or until I get, like, the weakest enemy heals 2 at the end of every turn. We might as well try to get a little bit more flexible with it. Maybe there's some curses around that I underestimate the ease of using them, because I'm not really looking to make the game harder. I like the balance that we got right now. I'm also not looking to make it easier. We should have saved 1. What are you doing? What are you doing? No, we need to do better than this. Do we? Do we? Burst? Schmack ya? Schmack ya? Yeah, we got you. You need to live, but we still got you. We could have rolled better, but that's okay. A scrapper or a vampire? Scrapper gets bloodlust, which means the more enemies are damaged, the more damage you do. Really good if we get like some AoE. Vampire is just solid, man. And then heal 2 to all allies. What is it? It costs 3. Plus you're a mana generator. Hoarder is not so bad. I think we can replace healer with... Oh, but that's actually like worse from a mana perspective. But it is extra damage. It's a tough one. That's a tough one. Maybe you are kind of bad, but... Let's try... You know what? Just in the interest of mixing it up. Because I haven't used the Scrapper too much. I tend to go for... Who's the yellow hero where he does a bunch of pain damage to himself, but he outputs crazy damage? That tends to be my favorite right now. So, you know, let's get out of our comfort zone. This is an absolute slap in the face. We could use this 2 mana to generate 6 mana, which would then keep you alive. Maybe that's the way to do it and not take too much risk out of the other ones, right? Like... So we get 6 mana. This would allow us to, like, ice you. And then maybe output enough damage so that we only have to hit you once next turn. I think that actually turned out to be pretty solid. Not maybe the best roll we've ever had, but considering that our second roll was 2 individual mana generators, I think we'd be pretty pleased overall with what we got out of it at the end of the day. I like what we got here. Okay, I like the free mana, and I'll keep rolling. And I think that worked out. It couldn't have worked out better. Let's put it that way. So, I think we should... I think I should, like, wound you. Then, like... There's got to be a better way to... What's wrong with me? Don't do that. You don't need to kill him. Do this, and then just kill both rats, and it's game over. Foil. Replace the right side with 0 damage skill. Bonus damage equal to hero level. Okay. You're at level 2. So you would be a right side 2 damage. That's not that bad. And then this is left side. Left side tends to be a more valuable square because it's way less often an X. Left side just becomes 2 damage grow, which I think is pretty good, actually. And I mean, maybe you argue it's better than Bloodlust, but I think we can do foil and then put foil on our scrappers so that we have an extra 2 damage ability here. There are hero levels. Your heroes don't level up, but when you replace them, they're usually replaced with a higher level hero. Now, of course we could get the extra damage plus to the shields here, but the most important thing for me right now is like just keeping the initiate alive, I think. 2 damage is pretty good, man. I wouldn't turn on my nose at 2 damage here. And then we got 4 mana out of it, which is kind of crazy. I would say keep you alive. I'm going to schmack you. I'm going to schmack. Do we need to? We should. Just so that we have you on that one piece of stone health. I know what you're thinking. The one piece. It's real. I've been told. We could really, with stone health, I think we'd really love an AoE spell. Any damage is good. We need an AoE spell. Don't X me. Come on, man. I can keep you alive. And I think I can keep you alive as well. Would you look at that? We need an AoE spell, so if we have multiple units down to 1 HP, we can kill multiple units with a single spell, like Slice, for example, that does 1 damage to everybody. Or alternatively, at least when we're killing a unit that has 1 HP, we're not just overkilling them, like we're getting some value, pardon me, out of it as well. So I think a monk is okay. A monkus. I think a seer, well, you give us the mana investment, which is also kind of interesting. Like 4 mana, or 3 mana to get 4 mana next turn. But I do like repel. I like the cleanse as well. I gotta give this a try. Plus your dice is a little bit more consistent. 16% repeating, of course. Okay, free mana, very nice. Almost makes you want to just generate a bunch of mana out of. You know what? What if, just let me look at this for a second. What if we did this? And then we went boom, boom, boom. You're doing 7 damage. It's like not even that much, but they're also not doing that much. So I feel like that turn was fine. They're doing exactly the same thing again. I need you to tell me if that was good, because I honestly don't know. I don't think it was bad, but I don't know if it was necessarily incredible. It looked cool. That much is obvious. I think we need to do like doing 4 damage. We can kill the alpha this turn, which means like it's over for you, sweetheart. I know it looks cumbersome, but I mathematically, just at a quick glance, I think that was the best way to do it. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm saying, my God, what have I done? Maybe I'm like letting the days go by as the water holds me down. Maybe I'm like into the blue again after the money's gone. Like a simple once-in-a-lifetime type situation, you know what I'm saying? Okay, good fight. Titanbane potion. Adds Dispel and Drink to the middle side. Dispel, remove all traits from the target this fight. So like you could remove healing or spiking or something. And +1 to the middle side. But it discards all your potion items permanently. Or Wandify. Adds single use and +1 to the 2 right sides. Give me the random, man. Blessed Water, rightmost side is heal 2 vitality. I think that's honestly so much better, if only because I can understand it more. I was getting a little lost in the sauce there, okay? This is an insane value turn. Like, that's not, but that is. Like, you live. Now watch this. Repel 2 on red, because it's 2 illusions are attacking. Get smoked. You stink. Get smoked. 1 mana. All we gotta do is kill a goblin next turn, and then round 6 is over. No sweat. This team feels okay right now. Our last team, I'm not saying we're destined for greatness necessarily. Oh, just take that. Our last team never felt good at all. I felt like we were always screwed. And that might not be true necessarily, but I always felt like we were a little behind the 8 ball. Okay, dude, Herbalist, the spell is so good. 1 mana to deal 1 damage. Does that seem like it might have a viable situation to use it here? Absolutely, man. Now, Scald, 2 damage to all damaged enemies. That could also be pretty sick, to be honest. But the flexibility of one damage applied as necessary for the cost of only 1 mana, I respect it. And can I tell you? I think I appreciate it too. And then we can always just put that on the initiate for now. This is gonna... You might be skeptical. And by the way, if the loss dies, I don't want to say no big loss. Here's what I will say. maybe they should have thought of that before they had 3 HP. Just my 2 cents personally. Okay, this goes hard on orange. Feel free to screenshot. Let's add a growth to repel. I know I didn't take growth on the last one. That's because your priorities change between, you know, like your first reroll and your second reroll. This way, this could repel 2 in the future, which could be worth a lot for us. Let's poison you. Let's hit you. You're not long for this world, are you? It's going to be real tough to keep you alive. It's going to be real impossible to keep you alive no matter what. I would rather burst you just so the poison kills you then. And losing the lost, what? They're going to come back with 1 HP instead of 3, so they're going to die in 1 hit instead of 1? Okay. Not a huge problem, I think. I think we can make some value with growth here. We don't really need, like, vitality or anything. That's okay. This is fine. Let's raise the bloodlust. Have the monk put out some blockers. I know you're doing some extra damage. I'm choosing not to care. You're doing enough damage to kill our initiate. Okay, let's knock that out. And this is where a heal from the herbalist would actually hit hard. Should be fine. Repel. Brum, brum. I mean, honestly, 1 HP. But we're gonna need to use 2 because we're gonna knock you. We're gonna knock you into next week, and isn't that gonna make you do more damage? I believe so. And then vine them twice. Look at that. No sweat, except we lost the unit. Unholy strength. Can't heal, can't shield, but gets +1 to the entire middle row. Gotta level with, dude. The 2 repel is mighty interesting. I don't know if any... Well, actually, you know what? The lost... well, no, that's the only way we're going to keep them alive. And then Sprout is a heal 3 channel. It's really hard to see a use case for either of these, but tier 1s tend to be complete garbage. So... Just the reason I say Sprout is hard to find a use case is because for 3 mana, we can already heal for 3 or do 3 damage. Yes, this gets like better over time, but what are the odds that we're going to find like a bunch of opportunities to get Sprout going? Not great. So I feel like Unholy Strength has to be the play. The problem is we have to put it on a unit that, well, I mean, like we can't shield or heal. So do you put it on a unit that's likely to die in 1 hit anyway? Or do you put it on a unit that, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, if I put it on you, I feel like these now become useless faces because we just redirect the damage, but we don't get any value out of it. So it's kind of hard to put it anywhere. Even though I get the 2 mana cantrip is nice, but I think you die, like, every fight without shield. So I'm going 3 random tier 1s. I hate to say it. Middle side dodge. Right side becomes blank, heal 1 regen. It's not playable in my opinion. Middle side heal 5. Maybe you could talk about it. I think that's just a huge whiff though. I don't know if there's much we can do about that. I think the outcome is unfortunate, but I also think we reasoned through it properly. Growth on repel is nice. But you need to find it. No, you're going to live because we're going to repel on you. Yeah. You don't need it. And bloodlust is actually super relevant though. Okay, so repel, growth, repel. You're not taking any damage. Let's buff you a little bit. I'm just going to try to kill the bandit. Because the slate, if we get 4 mana, the slate is dead. We can't overkill them. So the bandit's going to have to be killed one way or the other. It's good damage. This means you're dead. Which means only blue is in... Okay, well, they're in a lot of danger, to be fair. But maybe we could output, like, enough to... Ooh, to keep them going here. Like, watch this. Support. Support. Smoked. You're alive. And the order was not right, because we technically did 2 damage instead of 3, but Slate only takes 1 at a time anyway, so we're laughing all the way to the bank. We want attacks, and we want mana. That's it. Even a small bit of mana helps us out a ton. This is not damage, right? It's just poison? No, it's 1 damage poison. Okay. This is also an attack, you fool, but we got lucky. Okay, no sweat. Lost, I mean, they need to be upgraded. They're just, the HP is not tenable. Having some range is nice. I think this is like a gimme. And then I want to look at our items. Is there, like, now maybe the reagents work okay? Now you can at least have one regen. It's not likely to be super valuable, but... Now, who's the most annoying to me? I hate enemies that summon enemies. So to kill the top here first would be great. You can just shield yourself, and we would look at that as a positive. Yeah, and 2 damage from the scrapper. I feel like we could do better. We could also get nothing, so that's always a chance. I'll give you a little poison, just hedge our bets a little. So here's what I'm thinking. First he gets smacked. Then, like, mana allows us to very quickly build up like a sweet scrapper play, right? Hang on, check this out. You get smoked. You live, you don't even take that much damage. Yes, we have to deal with a wolf, but we got 1 almost dead, 1 actually dead. Nobody really took that much damage. This feels like a better situation to me. This is good. This is good. This is good. This is great. And then anything you roll is gravy. There's the gravy. So we need to kill someone attacking orange. We should do this. What? You're still dying? On what grounds? Wolf is attacking yellow. Okay, it would be best if you died. You're living still. That's strange. First, let's make sure we're doing this so we get the maximum value of Bloodlust. Why don't you get bursted and vined so you live a little longer? At this point, it's not about winning the fight. It's about winning the fight with nobody dying. Can the ranger roll dodge? No. So we got to find a way to keep him alive. This would keep them alive. Then we need to find a way to keep the initiate alive. This and this keep them alive. Everything else is gravy. And what a gravy! Okay, watch this. It's got to be like... Shoot. Deflect the damage on blue. Heal or add vitality to orange. Get smacked. And then the hard part for next round is going to be keeping the monk alive when there's 2 damage done to the middle enemy. 2 damage is not a lot, but we just handled it. But in theory, it could have been harder. You'd have to make sure you rolled exactly the right thing, but we rolled several like right things. So you're okay. We got you, right? Yeah. Okay. Splitting arrows. Charon's Obol. Death Wish on the right sides. Not too likely to be relevant. Splitting arrows on the right side. Very likely to be relevant. Just making the ranger like, well, into a ranger, I suppose. Look at that. Guaranteed to roll something, and a very good chance that something has cleave. Which is very good when enemies have stone health, because it allows us to get some value out of killing an enemy that has stone health. When normally we would be such as... And anyway, hold on. Okay, this is good enough, and this will go insanely hard, which means this will probably go off. If you're not following that, I'm not sure I am either, so just cut me some slack here. Because okay, watch this. This goes on you to save your life. That damages enemies, which now makes Bloodlust do more damage. Which I'm going to use on you. Which then allows me to get some value out of this. Not as much as I would have liked, and our ranger is going to die. Even burst won't save him. But you know what? It is what it is. Maybe that's not the right way to think about it, but... Okay, 2 units dying on this turn. Bloodlust is going to be big for us. Deflect, I don't really think is. This is a saving roll, though. I'm like, now we need cleave. Oh, no, you know what? We got vine. We should be using our vines, dude. This needs to go on you. which actually kills a sniper. By the way, this comes up every time I stream this, so I might as well cover it now. Why am I not using my spells to attack the backline units? Let's ask ourselves that question and think what the most plausible answer could be. And then we'll move on. You'd be absolutely correct if you assumed that it's because you can't use spells on ranged units unless otherwise stated. Myco or Glacia? Or keep what we got. Having a res is nice. Spore is okay. Maybe weakness, though. Like, I feel like having some weakness seems... I'm just going to say it. It seems pog. To prevent us predominantly from just, like, having to deal with endless spawns of enemies. Okay, use your brain. Repel's not that good here. Save a herbalist life and gain some mana? Sure, I guess I could respect that. You're very scary. Like, the Spiker is very scary. We want to kill them with spells if possible. I don't think we do enough damage to kill our... Well... Like, it's possible we could do enough damage to kill our zombie. We'd have to find a way to put, like, a big shield on you, which is... Not like... I could put, like, 1 on you, then this would do 2 damage. It's not... I think we're just going to have to kill you the old-fashioned way, honestly. This is not what I was hoping to roll. But let's block some damage. And then let's put the block on you, just because... I know we'd get extra damage out of it on you, but I'd like also like our monk not to die. And then... Range, so we don't take damage from the spikes. Smack ya. I'm going to use chill, basically just because I'd rather take that damage off the field as soon as possible. I feel like it applies better on a cleave. Holy cow, that's a nasty hit. Monk can save their own life. Everybody else, I think you're in roll territory. Killing the zombie would probably save everybody. What is this? Just regen 1? What a slap in the face. Regen 1. Oh, never mind. It's the greatest item I've ever seen, I guess. 2 mana. Vine me? Vine me? Everybody's living. Heal on the ranger. Monk clean their own mirror. Then we want to use as much mana as possible to just whittle this spiker down. This is an acceptable roll. This is an acceptable combo. And spells, please. Yeah, sure. Oh, I don't know. Never mind. Okay, maybe never mind the never mind. Take that. Take that. You're living. Now, what if we did this? Honestly, I like the way this looks better. Free damage. I would be killed. Maybe I like this better now because there's extra damage that's been output. We don't need to use the 2 vines, though. Why don't we save them just to see if we'd rather use, like, a burst next turn? There's a use case for it. What if we had an enemy or a hero at full HP, but they needed... Okay, so it's not likely, but it could happen. And we could put a bunch of shields on you with burst and then have you do a bunch of damage, but... I could also just do the damage directly, right? Like, this is where my head's kind of exploding. Couldn't I just do the damage directly with vines? You're doing 1 damage. Heal yourself. Mana. Yes, we get a little smack, but then look at this. It's over. We made it. Duck. Add echo to the 2 right sides. Okay, so this is where we... If we could use a big die, like a Bloodlust Scrapper attack, and then use it to make a cleave pop off on these 2... Or a repel. Well, yeah, well, no, we would use it on that. Yeah, because you only have 1 item on you. And then this one. Add +1 to all Cruel, Engage, Death Wish, and Chain sides, of which we have none, or a random item. We definitely try to make big cleave. I think this tends to be the way that the game goes for me, is like you need 1 game-breaking, like, status effect near the, like, as soon as possible, in order to have a chance to beat the final boss. Like, on the last run I did on stream, I had, like, a 10 vulnerable attack. So it did 10 damage, and then every subsequent attack on that turn did 10 extra damage. That was great! Now, I don't think, like, you know, in the future, possibly getting, like, 2 Cleaves is going to do it, but it's not bad. You should probably be stunned. Or, like, just killed next turn if possible. You, let's just refuse to take damage to you. And then, why don't I just hit you so that you're easily killable next turn? I know it looks like we're spreading the damage around, but there's a method to the madness here. The ghost is now very killable. We got the Slimer low without getting any Slimelets. This allowed us to get a good trigger on Bloodlust. So you get the Echo ability now, which means it would be freaking sweet if we got Bloodlust, which we just did, which means this might be over. If it's not, our Scrapper's probably going to die, but that might be fine. Like this, how are we going to get the whiz out of there? If we do it like this, how are we going to get the whiz out of there? Be better off? No, because I have to do it on some. I guess we'd do it like that. And then like this. Yeah, that was amazing. And then you're dead. And then honestly, I'd just like to get you guys... Well, I guess I'll just kill one of you. Not that it matters this turn, but still. Okay, get out of here. Sorry, my wife's chat is open. I'm looking at what's going on here. I think she's in the bathroom. I'm getting added. Someone needs to attach a vacuum to get the poop out. Kate needs you bring the vacuum. I think they're joking. I hope they're joking. We have a Dyson. I don't want to ruin it. Help me poop. Download Marvel Snap. There you go. Okay. Herbalist. Our Herbalist I have not been that impressed with so far. So to replace them with Fate seems good. Maybe but no, we can't get rid of Vine. Vine has been so good for us. It's just the rolls that are not that impressive. So do we lose Glacia to get Weaver? Which you can use mana to gain mana. You could use the stones to destroy the stones. I don't know. It's risky. We lose Chill. Chill is pretty good, but Crush is pretty good too. 3 damage top and bottom. I'm willing to give it a chance. I guess we should keep the ability for you to escape from all damage, but... Now, I know you're like, well, now he's going to summon Bonies. If you had Chill, you could do it. If I had Chill, I couldn't freaking do anything about it, okay, you joker? Because if I had Chill, I can't target units on the back line. We just went over this. I know you're like, you're making up a guy to get mad at. That guy exists. Now he's pretending that he doesn't exist, but he's in the stream every day. Okay, the rerolls didn't go that well, but here, we're going to start with... Okay, shoot 1, because they're on full HP, so we can do double damage. Then repel this. Very nice. Then, it would be nice to kill the other one. Even I know you're summoning 2 Bonies, so that's not ideal. The other thing, though, is we don't have to use mana. It might, there might be a sensible approach, which is... Don't use mana so that if you roll the Weaver's like mana ultimate, you get even more mana out of it. Because basically, it might as well just say double your mana. So the less mana we use, the better off we are. Okay, blue is being attacked a little here, so we'll take this. This echoes. This is really good. This is an insanely good turn for us. I'll take 2 mana. Rolling the ult would go crazy here. Still pretty good. So repel blue. We do 5 damage now, which means we're creating a 5 damage cleave. Unfortunately, with like stone life, you see the problem that this creates, but it does allow us to still get a triple. And we follow it up with one of those. And then, really, we got too much mana stored. So I'm just going to Vine you until I get down to 3, which made you summon another Bony. Yeah, they're going to summon the Bony anyway. We might as well. And now we actually get some value out of Crush, but we're staying at 3, and we're hoping that Weaver gets the ultimate, right? Like, we're doing the right thing right now, I think. That's not an ult. This is good. This is not what we're looking for. We're looking for a Bloodlust even still. Maybe 2 is okay. Maybe I've decided now 2 is okay, and I've seen the error of my ways. There's our ult, by the way. So here's the first thing. Mana, repel blue. Gain 5 extra mana. We have a 5 damage cleave. Vine me. Or crush me. Crush me, because we would vine you for 3 probably anyway. So crush me. Vine me. Get smacked. I would say crush me. And then I would say vine me. And I'm starting to believe that we got a squad going here. Max. Set the value of the rightmost side to the maximum of your other side's values. So this would turn a 1 into a 2, which doesn't matter because it has echo. This would turn nothing into something, into nothing. This doesn't, I wish this applied, but it doesn't really. Change the middle column to +1, -1, +1. So this would make these a little better, but the bow in the middle would be worse. I don't know, man. Like, the problem is I really don't care for 2 random tier 3 items. So I do think that maybe the only other thing I could think of is, like, if I could put something good on the right side and then have it, like, because I don't want to screw up the whole squad, right? But, like, we have abilities that give us a right face. Like, we could move this over here, and then we've got the cleaves on the right face. They would be 3 damage cleaves with the scales. But then we would lose the value of the echo, and the echo would have to apply to, like, a repel or something instead, which could still be good, but I think it screws us up. So I think we could do Twisted Flax, and on most fights, it's probably a benefit. On really long fights, it might be a detriment. But mana hasn't been a big problem for us so far. So I think getting more of it earlier at the expense of the long tail might be okay. 2 random tier 3s, I don't think are too likely to be that good. So I think that this is better for us, even though it probably... I mean, you're getting 1 extra pip. You're losing 1 extra pip on the long tail. So I can see the negative, don't get me wrong. But look at what it's done for us already in some ways. And maybe we can use growth to just get there anyway. Is Bloodlust going to be... Yeah, Bloodlust is going to be fine. Maybe we can do better than growth right away, though. Nope. Growth would have been nice, actually. I would say you need the heals. Then 4 mana. Big hit. Bloodlust is now less useless. Let's just go in on the slate, honestly. I understand this makes... Oh, we should do it like this. But then that would kill me, so let's not. Let's do it like this then and save 1 mana. It makes the Weaver's ult less good, but it also takes an enemy off the field before they can damage anybody. What would we be using our ult for? Probably to take enemies off the field. This is range, so it's very important. This keeps you alive, so it's pretty useful. This gives you some buffs, so it's pretty useful. I don't really know what your plan is. Exist and don't die. I think you're dead anyway. I think we gotcha. Paladin. So what is our monk good for right now? We haven't really been doing anything special with them lately. You would have a big hammer, good shields and heals, a huge cleanse, and some mana regen. I really, really don't want to get rid of Vine. So I'm almost not even entertaining the idea we replace our Herbalist. So let's do this. And then I could still put the extra vitality on you just to have it. And I think this is still fine. And this also creates some good targets for echoes too, just in case we miss the echo that enables our cleave to be good on another unit. But I don't think we have it quite yet. You're going to add a bandit and a ghost to a fight that's already kind of insane. But that's good because it means that the enemies might spawn off screen, which might make our life a little easier. They would give us Slice, which does 1 damage to all enemies. Copy the rightmost side onto the top and bottom side. Could actually... we can't do it with the Ranger because we're out of inventory space. Rightmost side onto top and bottom. It doesn't really work. Because we need this to put these here. And then I would love to have these echoed here, but that's not the way it works, unfortunately. So I really want to do it for Slice. I'm just worried it's a little too much. On the other hand... Look, if I die, don't be mad, okay? Because I think this is an interesting idea. Why don't you take Slice just because you're probably the least likely to die? And they do start off screen, I think. It's like Slice is so good. Like we could, for 3 mana, we could kill 4 units here. Otherwise, it would cost us 4 mana to do it individually via our Vine. But you get the idea. Okay, very important. Very important. The bandit, I don't think we can get them to flee. That's kind of our problem here. You not being killed would be nice, but you generating mana would be even better. So I'm actually going to go Psycho. I'm willing to take a chance. You're not Echo! You're not Echo! Hank! Hank! Okay, hold on. I still feel like this goes insane. We could still slice it. Nothing changed. It's not like we can't slice you. We could crush you instead. Actually, there's something I kind of like the idea of a crush to do a lot of damage to you guys, and then a slice to take out the other illusion. Ooh, but that spawns another bandit up there, huh? How about a vine? This doesn't spawn one. What do? You weaken the herbalist by 1. Listen, brother, I'd rather you didn't. What do you petrify one side? Which side? I'm willing to take the risk here and save the mana to hopefully ult next turn. I know we're taking some chances, but we did it all for Slice, man. We're just trying to space the enemies out a little bit, okay? Like, to kill the ghost and the bandit this turn so we don't get poisoned would go hard. There's our ult, by the way. You're welcome. Huge, probably. Ranger, we really need to get the cleave, even though this is a good roll. That's not the cleave I'm looking for, Obi-Wan. Neither is that. We'll make do, okay? 6 mana. Crush me. Slice me. The board is cleared up quite a lot. If we could kill a gnoll, that would go insane. But we need more damage than we have. Like, the Echo would have done it for us. I'm sorry to be that what-if sort of guy. It really would have, though. And that's okay, you know? You live and learn. You take chances in this game. You get messy. You make mistakes, etc., etc. The gnolls are... Actually, they're all really annoying. I'm a little scared that this could spiral here, because we don't have a lot of HP on anybody, and all these units have stone health, and the gnolls need to get hit like crazy to die. Okay, you got an Echo, it means we just need to roll a... Bro, I want the mana. I'm sorry. It's 2/3 chance we get nothing, but... we got nothing out of anybody? Are you kidding me? Okay, we have a vine. I don't even know if that kept anybody alive. No, no. I did it all for Slice, and it wasn't even that good. Dude, what a waste. It's not enough, man. Can you roll better? You don't have anything better. There's nothing better to get, mon frere. Oh, that's not true. I could burst you. And then the herbalist lives. It's kind of hard to imagine a world where the herbalist solos a bandit and a gnoll, though. Yeah. Okay, note to self. Don't take on the challenge. That was not worth it. We were cruising and we were doing just fine, and I threw it away for a spot of fun. That hurts. Either way, I had a good time. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya.